Okay, it is the Summer Festival. The two biggest events of the year are the Summer Festival and the Winter Festival, so it is on right now. You actually get and complete a mission just for showing up, so let's take a look at how this works. And there's going to be lots of games and events and 3 prize stations, so let's talk to the event coordinator.
Relax and enjoy the festivities. Your favor with the goddess Sune
this favor of Sune is one of the main currencies we're going to use in this event, and this is the main way you get it, just by showing up and grabbing this mission that you already have completed by coming here. And there's other ways you can get it if you're short or want more, but that's probably the main way that you can get them, and it's so easy to get them. You just have to come once a day. Okay, and this is another event you can get, and you can get all these extra awards. 90 fire blossom petals is big. Okay, that's a lot of fire blossom petals just for grabbing this mission. You need to complete 3 events to complete that mission. So it's just for having fun and enjoying the festival is really all it is, and it's really easy to do. Okay, here's the first prize station. Okay, these are the mounts. Alright, you get flowers for everyone. This is a whole bunch of flowers if you don't want to use your favor of Sune for anything else. Okay, you can get a lot of flowers and use this in the other store, but you've got this the wild boar, the pig, the blue ribbon pig, the snail is an epic mount. Okay, the blue ribbon pig, that is a favorite among characters, it has been for a while. The Sunite steed, okay, the water horse, here's the armored boar, right? Okay, here, let's take a look at the pig. See, he earned that blue ribbon, okay? So these are some really fun mounts. Mostly they're just for fun. This is sort of a show horse here, you know. This is the event you can get them from. This is where you get them from. The water horse too is awesome. You saw me right in on that. It kind of splits into a team of 3 horses, what it looks like, so it's pretty cool. Now they just added this snail last year to most people's surprise and amazement. This is an epic mount, 2,000 recovery, okay, gets you some awesome insignia bonuses. You can't go wrong with this. It's also a really smooth ride. I was impressed. I was thinking, a snail? I don't want to ride a snail. This thing moves out, it's really fast, it's a really smooth ride, it's a lot of fun, and you're going to really like this. If you don't have an epic mount, you're going to be super happy with this. And you've got Magistrate's Patience is one of the boons you can get, insignia bonuses rather. So it's really cool, and I think you're going to like it a lot. Even if you already have tons of epic mounts, this is just a great one to also add. You can't go wrong with it. So these are the mounts you can get, and mostly you get them with the favor of Sune, okay? 10, 15, 21 for the epic mount, okay? That's how many you need to get. So it shouldn't be a problem. If you come every day, you should be able to get that epic mount just by coming there once a day and getting your free favor of Sune. Now here is the store where you spend all your fire blossom petals, okay? Now you can get caprice, squash soup, watermelon sorbet. These are all event food buffs. Now you should really be using these whenever you go into a dangerous dungeon or anywhere. Okay, you're going to get a ton of these. You should always be using one. Now they don't persist through death, so when you die you got to use another one, but that's okay. Until you die you've got this buff, and it helps a lot. You know, the caprice is more of a defensive buff, and the squash soup and watermelon sorbet are more offensive, but they can be good for any character, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be using these. They can really help you out, and you get so many. It's just great. So now we're 60 level here at the event. Everybody's 60 level. So when we take a look at these, the stats are going to be a little bit lower than it's going to be when you're 70 level and you're back in the regular areas that you go to, and you're back in those big dungeons. So keep that in mind when we look at this. Now the percentages don't change. So the squash soup, for example, gives you another 3% chance to crit and another 5% crit severity. Okay, so that's just the same no matter what. But the caprice and the watermelon sorbet are going to change to a certain degree. You can also get other things here. fireworks, don't get those. You're going to get so many of those. We'll show you how you get those later. There's a Pinata. You can get this for 50 fire blossom petals. You can have so many petals. 50's nothing. You pull this out in a big party. Everybody hits on it with their powers, and it bursts into all kinds of different fun prizes. Even if somebody wrecks the thing and you don't get a single hit off of it, it automatically puts special prizes into your inventory if you're the person who bought it. But things are going to go all over the ground, so if you can grab them, whoever grabs them, you can also take it by yourself somewhere and bust it open. But at the end of the event, people just come over here and just start buying these like crazy, and everybody goes around and pops these off. Usually what happens, so it's a lot of fun. Now there's an event called the water fight. And if you want to be really good at that and well prepared for it, you can get any of these permanent water balloons or decanters or whatever, and you can just gear up and be ready to go, and you never have to get new ammo. And when you're in the fight, you know, when you're out there, you might run out of ammo and have to grab more, and you might not have any ammo going in, so it might put you a little disadvantage. Plus, you can also splash your buddies when you're waiting for the final boss at a dungeon or something, so it's pretty cool. And then the rest of the stuff, it's all transmutes, okay, and these are really fun transmutes. People seem to like these a lot. There's either the more flowery transmutes. You can see this is kind of a flowery orb thing you can get. This one's not really my favorite. I've never really used that one, but some people like it. I've seen a lot of girls seem to like that one on that orb. But there's also some other weapons for other characters that look a lot cooler, in my opinion, for a guy or a girl. This is the great sword right here, and that one's pretty cool actually. So, but those aren't even the fun ones. The fun ones are the farming tools, and we'll see those in a second. But we got stuff for paladins. Every character's on here. Guardian, fighter, paladin. You get this sword here. Or actually, this is the shovel, right? So this is the shovel. That's supposed to be your mace or your sword for a guardian, fighter, or paladin. And then here you get this watering can for an orb if you're a wizard. So that one's really cool. I've used that one before. And yeah, so you get a rake if you're a cleric. There's just all kinds of different ones. You can take a look and see for your character what there is for you. But they're really awesome. And this is the only place you can get them. You might actually get lucky and score some of these during the Winter Festival. Winter Festival, you'll get things from like all the events throughout the year, but this is the event that these come from, and so this is definitely the best place to get them. Also these clothes, right? Your shirt you can make in professions, but it's not permanent, it's temporary. So this is where you get the permanent shirt, is out of here with your fire blossoms. You can get the chef stuff too. And there's also a blue snail. Okay, and the blue snail, you're not going to get the speed from it as much as the epic mount, and you don't also get the 2000 recovery, but you get 2 barb and a universal, which is really rare for any blue rare mount. So that's pretty cool. Usually it's a fixed slot on the 3rd slot, so that's pretty cool. And there's also this companion you can get. This is actually a really pretty cool companion. All offense. This pig goes running into battle and just flings mud around and does pretty awesome damage. And so he's a fun companion. I don't know if he's the best one ever, but he's really fun. And so that's what you can get out of the flower store. Okay, but there's one more store that's better than both of those. So let's go take a look at that. Now they added a new game a couple years ago called Saha. And it's kind of like soccer, but a little different. And so you can get prizes for playing Saha, but it's not really Saha. There's also a Saha ticket ball. And you play the ticket ball by going under the bridge with your friends and trying to see how many volleys you can get. And when you get volleys, you're going to get copper, silver, and mithril tickets. For copper tickets, you can get flowers for everyone, get even more fire blossom petals if you want. You can get another favor of Sune, okay? So this is another way you can get those favors. If you didn't get enough by logging in every day to the festival. Okay, you can also get these codex. There's different ones, and these will make you better at the game of Saha. So if you want to get really good at playing Saha, get as many of those as you can, and you'll be tearing it up out there on the field. And you know, you can get special prizes. There's ordinary ones, and sometimes they seem to drop something pretty cool by playing the Saha game. So you might want to try it at least once. Not everybody likes it, but I would try it at least once. You get this body art, okay? And you think you maybe put a shirt on. This is the summer festival, and so you can show off this body paint, these sarongs. People kind of go, kind of get into this stuff here. And then these down here, these are Saha balls. They're not ticket balls. These are just for fun. You can pick which one you like, and you can bounce this around wherever you are. It never goes away, okay? And then this is a chair you can get, and this is a cool chair. It doesn't take up an inventory slot. It's an emote, so you can use it in your emote, and it just pops out a chair for you anytime you want, and so it's kind of cool. All right, the silver tickets, okay? You can get a J-Det, all right? This is some pretty nice refinement. And you can get these with your silver tickets. You can get preservation wards. Okay, you can never have too many preservation wards. So something else you can get with silver tickets that's hard to get. Okay, you can get rank 7 enchantments: Azure, Silvery, Radiant, Dark, even Draconic for 5 tickets. Okay, and then the rest brutal. These fancy ones are more, but hey, these are some awesome enchantments you can get just for your silver tickets. You're probably going to have quite a few silver tickets, but just by playing the Saha ticket ball game. Okay, and also you can get these blue insignias if you want, and there's also green insignias. Now, I wouldn't use a green insignia unless you really needed to make an insignia bonus, and even these blue ones, you know, we really want to use epic, but you know, you might end up needing blue ones. That's okay. So you can get these insignias if you want them, and so that's another pretty cool prize. I don't know if it's the best one, but if you need one, there they are. And then, you know, last but not least, there's also stronghold rewards. Okay, a golden bell. All right, you can get golden bells and start Dragonflight in your guild without spending any Zen in the Zen Market. So that's pretty awesome. And all these you can get 5 influence vouchers. I mean, this is huge. Okay, you get to pick which one you want, and you can get tons of guild marks for yourself, tons of help for your guild, especially if you're a newer guild starting out, or you haven't made it to Guild Hall 20 yet. Then you're going to definitely want to get you know, these support rewards, the bells, definitely. Okay. Mithril tickets. Let's get to it, right? What's with these Mithril tickets? Okay, the Mithril tickets are for a lotto drawing, okay, a raffle drawing. So there's the epic artifact drawing, the epic mount drawing, and the legendary mount drawing. Okay, so what happens is when you want to spend a Mithril ticket, you pick which one of these drawings you want. As soon as you open it up, that's going to draw for you. Okay, but you might get a Forge Hammer of God. Epic. That is huge. Okay, or you might get one of these other artifacts. Token of Chromatic Storm is another awesome artifact. You're going to get it epic. Any of these artifacts would be really awesome to get epic. Okay, Forge Hammer Gone obviously is the biggest prize out here, but any of them would be cool. So what happens is when you open this up, you're going to roll to see if you get one of these artifacts. Okay, now don't be disappointed. You're probably not going to get one. Instead, it says consolation prize, 5 Tarmaloon trade bars or 5 silver tickets. So usually silver tickets. Maybe the Tarmaloon trade bars, it kind of shows up as a blank. You'll see the silver tickets come up in the corner of your screen, the bottom right corner. And then sometimes you don't see anything. Check your Tarmaloon trade bars under riches, and you'll probably see you got 5 trade bars. Okay, but mostly it's going to be silver tickets. So basically your Mithril tickets are going to be converting into even more silver tickets with a chance to score something huge. Okay, so I hope you get what you're going for, whether it's a mount or an artifact, but that's pretty much how it works with these raffles. Okay, so you can get the artifact, and then there's also the mounts. And the thing is, the theory is that you might have an easier time, better chance of getting an epic reward versus a legendary reward. Now that's just popular theory. We don't really know, but that's kind of what we're going for. So you'll have to see for yourself. Now, you can get any of these mounts here when you open this up, and you can't go wrong with these. All of these are great mounts with amazing insignia bonuses, so you can't go wrong with them. Now the legendary mounts, you got the Black Ice Warhorse, the Tensor's Floating Disc, and the Imperial Rage Drake. Those are the three most sought after legendary mounts in the game. I know there's the new Tyrannosaur, so maybe that's now the most sought after, but other than that, those are definitely solid legendary mounts that you can get, that everybody wants. Those are super tradable. Even the other ones in here are really good mounts to get. So you really can't go wrong if you score a legendary mount. Don't be disappointed if you don't, but if you need a legendary mount, I would go for it. If you've got enough epic mounts, go for the legendary. Go for the gold, right? Okay, now here's what you do. You can get a Saha ball once per day by just visiting our friend right here, this guy. Okay, you get the mission your very own Saha ball. You can get it two different ways. You can get it by playing Saha. Your first time you play Saha once per day, it'll earn you your own ball. Okay, and that's up here. Alright, now how you actually play the game is by coming out here. You can practice out here, but if you want to play a match, then you're just going to go to the queue list and queue it up. Okay, I haven't played since last year, so let's see, where is the queue? It's somewhere in here, I know. Let's see, Saha, there it is. Okay, Saha match, boom, right there. You check that off, you hit queue it up, and you're good to go. Hit the X button, and it should pop fairly soon. Put you in a Saha match. Win or lose, you're going to get a Saha ball, Saha ticket ball, that you can use to play the Saha ticket game with your friends. Alright, now the other way I think is a little bit faster and a little bit easier. So if you didn't want to play Saha, and you're going to get extra rewards by playing too. So some people like to farm Saha, play a whole bunch of games every day. That's great. If you didn't want to play Saha, if you don't have time for the day, then what you can do is get it another way. But here, this is the Saha ticket ball right here. Now how it works is by getting so many volleys per day. Okay, and it kind of goes over some of the prizes that we just looked at. That's just a brief list. Okay, we saw the full prize package over there. That's the guide. That's where you go to get your prizes when you get your tickets. Okay, but it's also going to pop other stuff, like I was saying, those fireworks and poppers. Don't buy them. By playing Saha, you're going to get a lot of those. You're going to get a lot. You're also going to get a lot of fire blossom petals. Okay, you're going to get a lot of those. So it's pretty cool. So now it says over 150 volleys is when you start getting the silver tickets, and 300 volleys is the Mithril Tickets. So that's not that hard to get. You get in a group of 5 people. You all have 5 balls. You're probably going to get about 10 to 20 volleys per ball. So you'll probably get close, if not even going over 300 volleys with your first 5-person group with 5 balls each, assuming that everybody pulls their weight and everybody has 5 balls and everybody knows how to get the volleys good. You want to go under the bridge, is what everybody does, and everybody pops the volleys off together, and you're going to get a lot. Okay, so here's what I do to get my free Saha ball every day. Now you want to complete these 3 events to get your mission too. So there's a few different ways you can do that. One mission is one way to complete one of the 3 missions is to pick flowers for the feast table for the priestess of Sune, the lady you met at first, and you get rewarded by getting cashing in these flowers for either you can get this reward here, which will have a mixture of stuff for you that you can use for professions and more. And then, but I like to get these, the fruit, the tomatoes, the watermelon, the squash, okay, because you can make event food buffs with those, okay. So let's take a look real quick. All right, this is how you make the ball once you have the materials. You're going to weave the cloth, and then you're going to put the ball together. Now you're going to weave the cloth 3 times. Okay, don't do it more than 3 times, or you're going to not have enough to actually make the ball. They give you enough for 4 times, but you need to do it 3 times, weave the cloth, and then the 4th time you'll have the cloth and enough to do 1 more time, which would be weave the ball. That wasn't the best explanation, but you'll see. Just do it 3 times, weave the cloth, and then go down to assemble saha ball, and you'll make the ball. Now, you can make watermelon sorbet, you can make squash soup, and you can make caprese. Right here in your profession slot, it takes 3 of each of that type of fruit to make it. But what I like to make is the Grand Feast, okay? The Grand Feast kind of combines all 3 buffs into one. You kind of get like half of each into one. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty much like you get the defense for free when you're doing that. Okay, so it didn't show because I'm making one right here. So that's the problem. I'm already trying to make a feast, prepare a feast. So it didn't show under the list. You can only do 1 event at a time, event slot at a time. You only get 1 helper, so you have to pick what you're going to do. But okay, you can also make pants. Now the pants are permanent and the headwear is permanent. The shirt disappears after 24 hours. So if you want a permanent shirt, you got to buy it with your fire blossoms out of the event store, which I just showed you a little while ago. Okay, but you can make the pants and the headpiece here, and that's what you look like with the full deal, right? The full outfit. Okay, so if you want to get the clothes, then that's how you can do that. And you know, you need like the dyes and the filigree and the thread and the cloth. You get all this stuff by playing in the events. So you play in the other events. If you want to get that special prize here from that, we're about to pick some flowers, but I'll show you it's a little bit more than just picking flowers. But if you do the other events, okay, you have to protect the grilling grounds from the trolls. You have to compete in the water fight. There's the farm event. Okay, you do any of those, and the rewards are going to be these dyes and filigrees and thread and cloth and stuff, so you can make these other events. Okay, you can also slot just to pick fire blossom petals, but keep in mind this takes 18 hours. So unless you're going away somewhere, I would be careful of that. The rest of these take maybe 5 minutes to an hour. Now this is also a good one to make. All right. This is going to count as your event food buff if you use this, but this is good like in a dungeon. If everybody just died and you got revived sickness, you can pull one of these out. People run through it. Not only do they get rid of the revived sickness, but they also come out with extra hit points and power. Okay? And so you just keep going around the corner and you keep going into the fight. That's what this is a good one for. Alright, so keep this one in mind also. You can't go wrong with this one, and this one just takes the raw fruits and vegetables to make it. So it's 12 and 12 of each, and it takes you know, a few other things as well, but you can't go wrong. And keep in mind, these hit points and power is going to be a lot more in the dungeon, because right now we're level 60. So when you're level 70, it's going to be a lot more than what it's showing right now. Okay, I wouldn't waste my time with these stronghold rewards. Your stronghold probably doesn't need it. They've got so many donations that it's going to be a waste. Okay, but let's take a look at the Grand Feast. Okay, I have some in my inventory here. Okay, so again, some of these are going to be higher. You're going to have more hit points. You're going to have more power and recovery. All right, but the deflect is still going to be 1.5%. You're going to have a 1.5% more crit chance and 2.5% more crit severity. It ends up being about the same damage bonus. You're going to get a 5 or 6% damage bonus by taking the squash soup or the watermelon sorbet. Okay, so if you take a Grand Summer Feast, you're also going to get about a 5 or 6% damage bonus depending on how much power you have, but just in a different way. You're going to get, 2.5% more crit severity, so that's about half of it right there, and then you're going to get about that much in power. Okay, but you're also going to get a little bit more chance to crit. You're also going to get a little bit more recovery. All right, so you're getting a big mixed bag here. It's going to be about the same damage bonus, but you're also getting a lot more hit points and another 1.5% chance to deflect. Okay, if you took the Caprice, you would actually get even more hit points and a 3% more chance to deflect, but no offense. So this is a really good way to really beef up your offense and also get some defense included as well, basically for free. So if you're a DPS character, this is a solid offense, free defense. There's really no character that's going to want to turn down free defense, especially if you're one of the squishier characters, like like I'm a wizard mainly. That's my main character, so I can never get enough defense. So I'm making as many of these Grand Summer Feast buffs as I can during the event. This is how you get them. Okay, you might be able to buy them off the auction later, but sometimes people give you good deals, sometimes they want to charge a lot. It's usually not worth it. It's kind of a hassle. I make mine here and I usually don't need any. It covers me all year. Alright, I think you can also make more during the Winter Festival, but I'm not 100% sure. But I make these during the Summer Festival and I'm good for the year. Okay, so you make these now and you're good to go. And I mean, I'm using them every time I die. I'm popping another one, so you get a lot. Okay, now here we're going to pick some flowers. Now the problem is these flowers in particular are like some sort of delicacy or catnip to kobolds. Now that was the flax you're going to need for the Saha ball. So you're going to come over here, you're going to find flowers to pick for the Saha ball to get the raw materials to trade to our friend back there, and he'll give you the materials you need to make your own Saha ball and professions. Okay, and then you're also going to get the flowers that the priestess is looking for to put on the banquet table for the big summer feast. Okay, now if you get 12 of these flowers, you're going to complete one event. Okay, and you can come out here and do it anytime. The other events go on a schedule, so you're going to have to look for that and see when they're up to participate in those. These flowers you can come out and farm anytime you want. Even if you've got more than 12, you can just keep going around and get as many as you want to get those fruits and vegetables you need to make event foods or whatever you want to do with them. Okay, but keep in mind you're going to have to fight these kobolds. So if you're more of a low-level character, okay, these guys are going to put up more of a fight than they are right now. I'm kind of coming in and just annihilating them instantly. Okay, but I'm a really high-level 60th level character right now. Okay, so I can kind of one-shot them every time. Now, even if you're low-level, most of these kobolds aren't that tough, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem, except there's one you got to keep a watch out for, and we're going to meet him in just a minute. He's kind of like their king or their leader or something, and he's got the prime flower spot here. Okay, and he's really the only one you got to look out for. The rest of them you should be able to come through here no problem, and no matter what level you are, and it's going to be a little bit more of a battle. Okay, you might have to fight them for 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how low level you are, but it shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't be able to, they shouldn't kill you. You should be able to beat him. So this guy right here, he's got that crazy hair, and he's got some awesome fire attacks. See that one? Okay, see, I got out of the way, but that one might mess you up if you're not expecting it. Alright, so if you get the drop on him, you should be able to take him. If he takes you out, no matter what you do, then maybe just avoid this area. Okay, there's plenty of other areas through this whole garden that have plenty of flowers to pick. You don't need to come over here. This one has like 4 patches altogether. Alright, that's why it's kind of a prime spot, and it even has a flax flower patch in the middle. So It's a good spot to get if you can. And like I said, he's not too tough, but if you have any problems with him, I would just avoid him. You can go around him, no problem. He's not going to chase you down. It's only if you get near him, he's going to attack you, okay? So you just need to get 12 of the other flowers and 10 of the flax flowers. And you get 10 flax, and you're going to go back to the guy and be able to make a saw-haw ball in his professions, okay? So, you know, you can gather as many of these as you need. I'm only going to go around part of this. This area is a lot bigger than I'm going to show you right now. But this is a nice, easy path to follow to get the flax, and that's the main reason we're here. We can always come back later and farm this for fire blossom petals. Not a problem. So now we're going to come over here to this one. That area that I just looked to the left, that's my favorite area. There's a lot of fire blossom areas back there, so you want to check that out at another time. Okay, these guys just attack. Oh, I turned invisible. They hit me kind of hard. I'm not expecting that from these guys. So we may as well grab the flowers if they were around. But normally you could just run by them. And we're almost done. We just need a couple more. And you can always just go up to the front and grab them. We could have even got these on the way in. But either way, we're just going to grab them on the way out. I usually grab them on the way out. So there's this one right here, and then you come around and grab this one, and you're done. So if you hit all those spots I hit on the way around, and then these two, and there you go, your very own saw-haw ball completed. So we're just going to go back to the guy and give him the raw materials, and he's going to give us what we need to make our own saw-haw ball, and we can do that in the professions. So this is the easiest way to do it. You can play a saw-haw match too, but sometimes it takes a while for the cue to pop. It depends, and then the saw-haw match can take a little while, and then you still got to complete the Gathering Flowers mission or one of the other ones. So there we go. We got linseed or flax fiber. So the way I did it, you kind of kill two birds with one stone. You get one of the missions done, or if you're not going to do the three mission for the event every day, then you can at least get some resources to make some of those event food buffs. So, okay, slots and professions here real quick. A little bit of leadership, and then we just leave one open. Okay, you can only do one, so you only need one. And then we're going to come down here. It's level 1, so everybody can do this even if you haven't leveled this profession. If you do need to level it, it doesn't take very long. Here's the grand summer feast I was telling you about, but this is just right on the bottom. So weave sailcloth. We want to do this 3 times, okay? 30 seconds is all it takes, all right? And then you're going to assemble the saw-haw ball on the 4th time, okay? Now, worst case scenario is if you did it 4 times in a row, then you would just have to gather the materials to make a saw-haw ball the next day, and then you would be able to just make the saw-haw ball right away the next day, and then you could make a second one after that. You'd have enough materials to do that, but it feels a little nicer if you just, do it 3 times and then 1. Now, I just checked here. We're right in the middle of the summer or the farming event, okay, the summer feast event. So there's 2 things you can do here. We just happen to be right here, and it's going on. There's a few minutes left. You don't need to be the full. Normally these last 15 minutes each. You don't need to do the full 15 minutes to get credit for it, but you get better rewards if you place higher. So first place is going to get a lot more than any of the other places. You're going to get something just for participating. But if you're trying to complete 3 missions to get your daily mission from the Priestess of Sune, you can come in with just a few minutes remaining on any of these events and get credit for it, okay? So that was an example. You just go by, you pick that corn, okay, and then you're going to turn that corn into the farm over there. The other thing you can do is herd chickens and pigs. And, when I first started this event, I could not herd these chickens or pigs. They can be tricky, especially the pig can be quite a stinker. They have minds of their own. You got to know how to do it, so it takes a little practice. So if it's hard for you, just go and pick the corn. Just because you're picking corn and not herding doesn't mean you can't get first place in this. This event's a little bit tricky because you might think you're ahead out here herding, it's going to show your points right away. And then at the end, all these people come in with all this corn and turn it in, and you end up in third place or something. It's hard to tell. Doesn't mean you're going to, you know, it just depends on how much corn they picked and versus how many pigs and chickens you herded. The pigs are worth 7 points. The chickens are worth 2 points. And there's also a golden chicken, and that one's worth, I think, 30 or 35 points or something. So, but that's really rare and hard to get. You probably won't see it. A lot of times it appears in the back by the corn, and I wouldn't really worry about it. I would just try to herd these chickens and pigs. And you know, the trick here, if you want to learn how to herd them, is you don't want to go past them. Okay, what you do is you just get behind them, and when they start to veer off in a different direction, you just want to kind of edge them over. You want to cut them off a little bit. Now I got the pig here, and that was the easiest pig I've ever seen. He just ran in a straight line, so he's not really cooperating. They never cooperate. I'm trying to show you a good example of how to herd him, and he just runs right in there. So there you go. That's how the pig's a stinker. He never cooperates, and when I try to herd him some other time, he's going to run off in a random direction. See, so you kind of just edge him over. See how we're doing this, and now he wants to go completely to the left. So now we got to edge him over to the right again, and now we got him running straight again. So I think he's just going to go right in there now this time. So that's pretty much how you do it. If you see the little yellow circle over it, that means that you've marked that animal. If you see a red mark over the animal, it means somebody else has them, and you see that chicken right there, somebody else marked him. So this yellow chicken here is mine, and I've got claim to that chicken to herd it for a couple of minutes. But if it's red, then you have to wait for the cooldown to go off. If somebody else doesn't want to herd it, even if they're like near somebody, it might mark them. And then you can't herd that animal until the cooldown's done. So don't waste your time. Okay, so just a few more seconds here. You can see we're ranked 4 just by coming in here at the end and doing a little herding. I even forgot to turn in the corn because I was excited about showing you guys how to herd these animals. Okay, but you would just come in here and you see these bins. You got to get here before the event ends. Dump all your corn in. So if you've got a lot of corn, make sure you get here at least a minute or two before the event ends to make sure that you get all your corn in there, or you're not going to get credit for it. That's the only trick about the corn. Otherwise, the corn is really easy. You just pick the ones that are lighted up. So you can see I got 20 fire blossom petals, bunch of fruit, some cloth and thread. So, and that's not bad. And I didn't place very high at all. 4th place. Number 1, you're going to get a lot more. Okay? So that counts as 2 events for me. And so we would just need to do one more. Next is going to be... well, let's check out these. This lady here. Okay, this store here. The tomato, the watermelon, and the squash. Now, see, we've got 419 fire blossom petals, so we could get a lot of fruit right there to make the stuff we need. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and we already finished the water battle. It looks like so. So that just happened. We must have been passing through at the fire or something, and they just gave us credit. So that's how easy it is to finish this mission. Sometimes you just finish it on accident. Okay, we did 2, and it gave us a 3rd one for free. So there you go. So this mission is done, and we're going to get all this stuff now. You know, especially the filigree and the summer dyes and everything. If you want to do the professions that need that stuff, this is a good way to get that stuff. And 90 fire blossom petals is a lot just for participating as a bonus. So there you go. You get all that plus the silver and the XP. So really nice. Okay. So now we're going to go over here. I'm going to show you the other 2 events. There's still the water balloon fight. Well, it's really more just a water fight. You don't have to have balloons. There's also decanters and all kinds of things. And there's also the trolls, hungry trolls. That's next, okay? And that's, you know, we're trying to have a barbecue here for the summer festival, and the trolls just keep coming down from the hills. They're hungry. They think they can just come in here and take over the barbecue. So the Priestess of Sune has asked adventurers like us to go down there and protect the grilling grounds and make sure that this is going to be a successful barbecue and keep the trolls away. And there's even a contest to see who can, you know, do the most to keep the trolls out. Okay, so here we go. Weave sailcloth. Okay, we did it once, and it's easy to get distracted, so don't lose. Oh, we did it a bunch. We're done. So this is assemble the saha ball. Okay, the 30 seconds to do each cloth. Okay, and then a minute to do the ball. So it's real easy. Okay, you can lose track of where you at, like I just did, but make sure you do it. You know, I've got 4 characters. Sometimes I'll log off a character and then come back the next day and realize I didn't do the ball on that guy. And but then you can do it then. So it's not like you lose the materials or something, but it's better to keep track. And then this is the Zen Market. Okay, you can get saha balls for 100 Zen each in here, and a bounty of Sune with some flower blossom petals for 125. The bounty of Sune is kind of pricey, and I mean, I really don't think you're going to need it. You can get it if you want. Saha ticket ball, though, people go nuts for these Saha ticket balls in the Zen Market. People have spent gobs of money to get these. It's crazy. I mean, on the first day, I saw people wanting to put together 100 ball groups. I even saw somebody saying 1,000 ball group. I don't know if that's even real. I'm not even sure, but 100 ball groups, 20 ball groups. There's the first day. The most balls you could have made was 1. So where are they getting all these balls? There's 5 ball groups, just all kinds of different groups, and I'm going, man, it's the first day, and people are already going nuts. But you know, you can see those legendary awards you can get, and all those other prizes that I showed you on the Saha event table. So that's what you're going to get. That's what you have a chance to get for these Saha balls, and people just really like to play Saha. It's a really fun game when you do it. So. But you can get plenty just by coming in once a day and getting the free ball. So don't let me mislead you thinking you need to buy anything out of the Zen Market. You don't. All I'm saying is that a lot of people do. So if you find yourself doing that, you know, just keep in mind that a lot of people did it. So I just went around to the other side. You can go in that way. That's the normal way. But you can also just come down the side from the fire right here. Now these trolls are going to come down all along the hills here. Okay, I'm just going to take a little tour and show you. Okay, all down here. You see them coming down right now. Here they are. So you're just going to let them have it. Okay, we don't need trolls to barbecue. This is bad. So the more you can take out, the more points you get. Okay, so let's take a look here. You put it on the event over here. It'll keep it on there during the event, and you can keep track of your score. So right now I'm rank 1. I think I'm the first person here, which is good. You know, if you want to get first place in an event, one of the best things you can do to make sure you get a good score, if not first place, is to be the first person there. Okay, that's going to give you the opportunity to get the most points and all that stuff. Oh, well, it looks like maybe I wasn't the first person here. There's somebody else here too, and he's already keeper in, so maybe he got here first. But all along these mountains, all along these ridges, they're going to come running down in these different spots. So I'm going on a little tour. This actually isn't the best thing to do. It's probably better to find a good spot that you like and stay there and cover your area. And other people might come in and try to you know, get in on your area too, but it still seems to work out. If you travel all over, you're wasting too much time traveling. So the best thing to do is to stay in one spot. See, I'm moving around. I'm already ranked 2. I don't know if you know who got here first, me or the other guy. But usually, if I get here first, I take first place. But I find a good spot and I stick to it. Okay, so I'm showing you all the different spots. If nobody's covering a spot, they just come down here and hang out. And so it might be tempting to come by and say, oh well, nobody's covering this area. I'm going to run around all the different areas if it's not overcrowded. Sometimes it can be super crowded. Sometimes it's just a few people here. Like right now, there's just a few of us. So there's some areas not getting covered. But even with that, I'm telling you, it's better to stay in one spot, pick a good spot, and stick it out for the duration. Each event's going to last 15 minutes when you're looking to do these, and they kind of cycle around. So you got to keep your eye out for if there's one in particular you want to do, okay? Or if you're trying to do different ones, you got to do 3 different events to complete the Priestess of Sune mission, okay? So that's another little catch there. So they're 15 minutes each, and they cycle around, and there's about a 5-minute break between each one. So that's kind of how these work. So yeah, so there's plenty of trolls here for everybody. I'm still in second place, even though I'm all over the place right now. So we're doing pretty good, and I wasn't expecting a big score here, more than just to show what this event's like. Now this event, I think, is probably my favorite one. It's just, the concept's fun, and you know, the trolls are a lot tougher than the kobolds. Okay, I mean, any character should be able to handle them, but they might give you a good thump and knock you back. If you're real low level, you know, I don't know, they might take you out. But usually there's a lot of people here for this event. Usually this draws a huge crowd. So even if you're low level, I would just try to stick it out and get as many points as you can. And there's probably going to be enough people that you're not going to get taken out by the trolls. Worst they're going to do is you know, knock you down, maybe. It's kind of the thing. So yeah, just get in here and get as many points as you can. And that's the main idea. So now, in addition to, well, see this like this area here. Okay, you got a few areas they come down. So when you stick to one area, see, they're going to come out from this side, and I can look. Okay, are they here? All right, there they are. So I can move over and get those guys. Now, instead of by the time it takes me to travel, I look, they'll probably come down. Okay, sooner than the time it takes me to jump on my mount and ride over to the other side. So they might come out from the left I was just looking at. They might come out, there's two spots up there they come out, and then another one on the left right there. So you just got to keep an eye out, you know, and so there they are. When you don't see them in this area, it seems like they come out behind you. So you want to just keep an eye out and make sure you're on it. Now all of a sudden they're coming out from the front. So they come out pretty quick. So that's what I'm saying. If you stay in one spot, it's a lot better than trying to move around. Okay, and then see, now they're coming out here again. So it's pretty constant, and that's going to keep the score counter moving for you. So make sure you stay, if you're not in first place, as high as you can get. All right, now this was what I was trying to say earlier before I interrupted myself. Okay, there's also a boss at 9 minutes and 4 minutes. He's going to come down this hill right here. Now this ranger looked like he's pretty decent DPS. He was already in the area. He took that guy out before I could get there. But I think you get maybe about 50 points if you take out the boss. Now you have to be the guy that takes out the boss. Okay, so you know, there's a lot of times I've gone over there, done maybe like 80-90% of the damage, but didn't get that final like last shot in to actually finish him off. Somebody else does and they get the points, or vice versa. It's me, I show up and manage to get that last little shot in even though I was late to the party, and so to speak, and then I get the points. But for the most part, whoever's going to do the most damage will probably take him out, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, he was right there, and he did so much damage that he took him out before anybody else could get there, so I'm sure he got the points. So I thought I might have a chance to catch up to him and get back in first place. I just got a huge disadvantage because he got that boss on me. Now he's got like another 50 points lead by getting that guy. So I'm saying not to move around, but when that boss comes out, you want to kind of keep an eye out for 9 minutes. You can watch it on the clock. That's a really good reason why you want to pull up this scoreboard for the Hungry Troll event. The other ones aren't as important. I mean, it's nice to know what place you're in. But like I said, for the Summer Feast one, the farming one, you're not even really going to know what place you're in because people come in at the end and turn in all that corn, and it changes the whole scoreboard on you. So if you had a huge lead in your first place, you might stay there, but things might change, so it's harder to tell on that one. But on this one, you can tell what place you're in real time as you go, and then you can also tell when that boss is coming and try to keep an eye out to get over to him first. So, you know, that 50-point bonus, he comes out twice, so it's really, you could get up to 100 points for trying to get him. And that can really make the difference between getting like a bronze or less reward, or maybe like a silver or even a gold reward for first place. Okay, and you can see they just keep coming. You know, I've been talking this whole time, and they just keep coming, and I just keep looking for where they come. Right, there's 3 main spots up front, well, 2 up front, 1 to the side, and then there's pretty much 1. They pretty much, I think of them coming out behind me, but it's kind of also on the side. They come out right there. So, yeah, so pretty much just keep going. Now here, I don't see anybody like coming into my area, so I was just going to take a quick look over there to see if there was anybody there. Sometimes there's a little pause on your side, and you can run over there, and if they're just standing there waiting, then that's an opportunity to maybe catch up if they're real close and nobody else is there. So, but somebody was there, so I just came right back. You don't want to waste time. If you're wasting any time, you know, then you're going to start losing rank. Now it looks like I'm probably not going to get first on this one. That's okay. I wasn't really expecting it this time for this demo, but it looks like I'm holding on to second pretty good. So hopefully you get second. You know, even if the rewards you get aren't really what you're into, if you're not planning on making a bunch of stuff in professions or doing anything like that, it's still just a good fun event, and of course you always want to place high just for fun. So even if you're doing this just once, just for fun, you know, it's nice to know you can take out the trolls for the barbecue and help out the priestess of Sune. So okay, so 5 minutes. All right, you can see in the top right there, Hungry Trolls, 5 minutes, rank 2. Okay. So remember I said at 9 minutes and 4 minutes the boss comes down. So I should probably think about heading over there in a second, but it's hard to go. I want to make sure I got all the guys coming out here. Alright, there's a few more. I don't want to lose any points over here. So it's tricky to know exactly right when to go. If you go over there too early, then I'm sitting there waiting around for the boss to show up, and I'm losing way too many points over here, and it's about the same. So, okay, 4 minutes. Alright, I just tried to get on my mount, and I set up my mount combat bonus because I was still technically in combat. So there he is. Alright, didn't take him out this time. Alright, so there you go. I got some shots off. It doesn't look like I got the last blow in to take him out, though. So, looks like I didn't get the points again. What are you going to do? That's just the way it goes, but I tried. If I got over there maybe just a little bit sooner, it might have been my 50-point bonus. Alright, that's okay. So, usually I go back to the same area. Looks like, you know, they're kind of waiting for you when you come back, right? You can see, like, okay, they came down even though I wasn't gone very long. This can be tricky because other people might come and try to poach your area, so to speak. I mean, you don't own this area just because you've been hanging out here the whole time, okay? So people might come by. A lot of people like to make the rounds, and I've seen people take first place making the rounds. So, you know, sometimes you can do it that way. But it seems to me one spot seems to work out better usually. So, you know, you can try both ways. See how it goes for you. You know, the thing about making the rounds, which is kind of a sneaky thing to do, is if you can steal points from other people by coming through their area and grabbing a bunch of the trolls for yourself, you're taking points away from them. So I think maybe that's how you kind of turn the tides, if you will, by making the rounds and traveling all over the map versus just staying in one spot. Okay, I'm not really taking any points away from anybody here, but I'm getting plenty for myself, which is why I think it works better. But if you know how to come by and take points away from people, then you know, maybe that's how they do better and get the first place spot. But I really don't think it's necessary, and it's kind of annoying. You know, I really don't like it when people do it to me, and so I try not to do it to other people. But you know, sometimes it happens either way. It's not the end of the world. It's just the Hungry Troll event. It's you know, we're just playing for summer cloth and thread. So, well, it's a little more than that. It's fun, but I'm saying, you know, I wouldn't take it too seriously if somebody takes your troll kill, and don't get upset. It's not a big deal. There's This game happens, you know, about once an hour, so there's plenty of opportunities to play the Hungry Troll event throughout this entire festival, which lasts for several weeks. So we'll just try again next time if we don't get first place. Okay, so alright, 2 minutes left, so we're almost through this. Still in rank 2. I don't think we're going to get rank 1, but I'm holding on to rank 2. I don't think they're going to take rank 2 from me. There's no more bosses they can get as a bonus or anything like that. So all we got to do now is pretty much just hang tough and keep taking these trolls out. And hopefully nobody comes by and tries to poach on our area. You know, like I said, it's not technically our area. We don't own it. Anybody can come and join me here. But it's not too crowded. I mean, a lot of times you'll see, I don't know, just groups of people in every single area through the whole map. Hey, what can you do? Best you can do. I mean, that's when it's actually a real challenge. Okay, that's when it's who can really do the most damage the fastest. It's a huge DPS test, I guess, if you will. But that doesn't mean you can't win. With a support class, I've done it. So don't give up hope. Just bring it the best you can. But you know, when there's like 5 or 6 of you all in one area and you're just competing for every last troll that comes down, it can be pretty crazy. And that's a lot of fun too, though. So I wouldn't shy away from that. I would step up to that challenge and see what you can do. Okay, so 30 more seconds and we're done with this troll event. So it shouldn't take too much longer, and we'll see if we get second place. I don't know. I really don't think I mean, we got a lot of points, 245 points. That's pretty good, but I have a feeling the other guys weren't worried about making rounds. They did get the bonus points, so I'm pretty sure they're going to win. Okay, one more group. Just under the wire. A few more seconds. There you go. 350 points. I placed in the silver bracket, so second place. So there you go. Alright, see, 421 points to first place. So, yeah, he definitely had at least one of the bonuses, if not 2, to take the lead on me for sure. And it would have been pretty hard to catch him. So, good job to the first place winner. I'm happy with second, 40 flower blossom petals, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. Again, you get like maybe twice as many fire blossom petals for first, so you know, definitely worth going for. And good luck. Now, this water battle is starting. There's a couple minutes left, so we're just going to show you that real quick. Okay, I just happen to have some leftover water balloons in here from the last fight, so I put them in my potion tray there, if you saw that. Okay, and that's how you set them off. You're just going to pop them out of your potion tray. Alright, so I guess nobody saw. Okay, there he is. There's somebody. So what you want to do here is shoot somebody else with a water balloon or a decanter or a bucket of water. Let's get our score. Okay, 1 minute. So that's what I'm saying. You can jump into a vent with just hardly any time left and try to get it. All right, I just got waterlogged, but I got him too. So somehow I got the points out of that. 2 points is the most you can get for shooting somebody, and then if you get hit, you lose a point. So there you go. I just lost the point. It's a really tricky game. When you fire, you stop, and that's when they can get you. Okay, or if you stop for any other reason, they can get you. Okay, and every time you fire a balloon or a decanter of water or whatever it is that your weapon of choice, if you will, then there's a cooldown. I think maybe about 10 seconds. So you got to pick your spots carefully. You got to stay moving, and it can be a real tricky, frustrating game at first. But you follow my tips, you'll get the hang of it pretty quick. And you see all these areas; those are ammo. If you don't have ammo in your tray, you can still pick it up, and then it won't go in your tray. But if you put it in afterwards, then all the refills will just automatically go in there. So there you go. I got 0 points for jumping at the last minute and playing horribly, and I still got 15 fire blossom petals in the squash. So everybody gets something for participating in any of these events. And now I already had the mission complete for the day, but even if I hadn't, they would have got credit for that. Again, I think we got credit for the water battle just by standing at the fire, I think. So that's all the events you can do for the Summer Festival. I hope you guys have a great time. We're going to play Saha near the end of this event when we all got plenty of balls. So thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like. Please subscribe to my channel and leave any comments you have. And I really hope you have a great day and enjoy the Summer Festival.